Our next two DuPont winners honor reporting about the war in Gaza. The first is Kids Under Fire in Gaza, a multi-layered investigation produced by Reveal from the Center for Investigative Reporting in collaboration with Al Jazeera's Fault Lines. Its focus is the allegation that Israeli forces have engaged in the deliberate targeting of children in Gaza. The project began with Dr. Mimi Saeed, an American physician, volunteering for a month in Gaza. While there, she treated many pediatric patients with gunshot wounds, not battlefield shrapnel injuries or wounds sustained in crossfire, but she maintained direct, intentional shootings. Reporters Najib Amani and Josh Rushing followed Dr. Saeed when she returned to the U.S. and as she tried to make her case to lawmakers, policymakers, and international human rights bodies. The episode elevated the voices of medical professionals who can provide firsthand evidence about the conflict's toll. Dr. Saeed tells us about one of the children she treated.
As the girl's breathing steadies, Mimi orders a CT scan.
There was a bullet lodged in her head. And I just remember thinking immediately, like, she needs to go to surgery.
Mimi sprints upstairs to get the attention of a neurosurgeon. They rush Mira to surgery, and miraculously, she survives. It's a tiny win for Mimi, who immediately is tending to newer patients. She only gets to reflect on it much later.
This was the only child that I saw, I was able to get to the CT scan that survived. A lot of them came in very similar to her presentation, but were dead already.
During this trip, Mimi says she treated at least 18 children with gunshot wounds to the head or chest. To her, these injuries seemed deliberate.
They were in children under the age of 12. That's something I saw every single day, multiple times a day, for the whole 4 weeks that I was there.
It would take an investigation to determine whether these shootings were deliberate. But to pursue one would be impossible because the Israeli Defense Forces haven't allowed independent observers to enter Gaza. After 30 days in Gaza, Mimi returns home with an immense sense of guilt. Yes, she saved some lives, but it paled in comparison to the greater need.
In Gaza, there is no end. It just keeps going. And futility is the only way to describe it, because no matter what you do, you're not changing the outcome.
Accepting the silver baton is reporter-producer Najib Amini.
I was going to start with a little public service announcement for all those that have batons. I had a colleague who was here last year and was curious, are they sturdy? And so they dropped it, and they are in fact sturdy. They do make a loud noise, but just a little public service announcement. Mr. Pelly, Ms. Martin, Ms. Cohen, thank you. And yet it moves. That's what Galileo was reported to have said about the earth. After being convicted of heresy. After being convicted of heresy by the Catholic Church for believing that it was not, in fact, the center of the universe. This line has been contested by historians. Did he actually say it? Was it made up? Yet it has survived because it neatly captures the truth that he was defending. And yet it moves. Dr. Mimi Saeed documented her medical missions to Gaza, going where no international journalist could. Her work joins the voices of hundreds of Palestinian journalists who have shared what life has been like since October 7th, many of whom have been targeted and killed in the pursuit of sharing that truth. Dr. Sayed tried to carry her own truth to Capitol Hill, to the UN, even to lawyers collecting testimony before the International Court of Justice. She hoped that what she witnessed, a pattern of children being shot in the head, children being shot in the head, children like the 4-year-old Mira she helped save, would come to an end. She later told us she felt like an idiot for believing those in power would listen. It feels strange to be on this stage. We're honored to be here among some of the strongest journalism of the year, work that is never easy, work that always requires a strong team. Our gratitude goes out to everyone who made this story possible, both at Reveal and Fault Lines. And thank you to the DuPont judges for this tremendous honor. And yet, it feels strange. The irony is not lost on us to receive this award here, given the unprecedented federal pressure being placed on this university's recent alumni. And yet it feels strange knowing that Israel has revoked permission for more than 36 aid organizations to enter and operate in Gaza. It feels strange given that Israeli airstrikes have killed 3 more journalists this month during a ceasefire, including one who worked for CBS News. And it feels strange given the fact that Dr. Sayed, like countless other doctors, was denied re-entry into Gaza to continue her medical mission. This profession tells us that if we shed enough light, the afflicted will one day find comfort. But today's news cycle can make us all feel like idiots for believing that. Nothing feels like it's working. The truth is, and a lot of you know this, the truth has always been under attack, and you name it. Basic economics, general public distrust, AI slop, news fatigue, and power itself, those in power itself. And the truth has always been under attack, but the truth has always needed defending, even when it's unpopular, even when it's slow, even when we may never see the results. It took more than 350 years for the Catholic Church to admit that Galileo is right. And yet it moves. Let us get back to work. Thank you.